Colby, and now that I have your attention with this goofy hat and this tie, I can take this off, and we can really get started. Too much money is a bad thing. Today I'm going to show you the negative side of American currency and how you can avoid seeing it. When I say that money is an evil thing, I mean that it is an instigator. Like the apple on the tree that Adam ate from in the old stories about Adam and Eve we once listened to when we were younger. Having too much money in your bank account, or maybe even just sitting around in your home, is a bad thing, and here is why. Money truly is the root of the evil in America. But let's not take some cheesy cop-out, because guns don't just kill people, people kill people. And your wallet didn't force you into bankruptcy, you forced yourself into bankruptcy. Having all that money is just a ticking time bomb on when you're going to blow it on something stupid, not useful to your everyday life. Saving it for a rainy day, quote unquote, is just something that frivolous shoppers say to themselves to let themselves off the hook. Ever been sitting around with a whole boatload of money and no idea what to do with it, or just don't even care that you have it? Me either. Honestly, I'd rather stay in the middle class, because if I had all that money, I wouldn't appreciate it, and the other more important things in my life, like friends and family, as much. If one has too much money, they might be at a higher risk of having that money stolen or yourself harmed. It's a very noticeable thing when someone's walking around with buttloads of cash all of a sudden. The first thing everyone thinks about buying if they come into a boatload of money is a very nice house. But what happens when you don't make that decision, and the nice little neighborhood you once knew turns into your worst nightmare when you're robbed of all your dough and knocked out cold on the street? Mr. Rogers would have nothing nice to say about this neighborhood. Money truly cannot buy you happiness. Sure, having the ability to buy things on command takes some stress off your daily life, especially if you have children, but having too much would be unnecessary. You would eventually run out of things to buy that you would even want. At that point, the money you once thought a gift from God is now only a sad reminder that you are alone, miserable, and bored of all the nice things because you have spoiled yourself rotten. Money can also change people. Some people who come into a lot of money may notice that people who once didn't care for their newly wealthy friend prior to his good fortune. Change doesn't have to be in the person who owns the money. It can make even your closest friends envy and resent you if they really are that shallow, insecure, and immature. Here's a totally hypothetical situation. Say America experiences another Great Depression like back in the late 20s, early 30s, and all the money you had in the bank is gone. Well, let's not say all, because the FDIC will insure about $200,000 of it, depending on your bank. But if that's all you have left, the economy is shot. Nobody's putting any more money back into it. So what do? Sit around in your boatloads of cash like the wealthiest 5% of America did at that time and just let everyone else starve to death? Having too much money can make you dependent and very unreliable as an adult. If the money is always there, you don't know adversity and how to conquer hardships when they present themselves. Man, for something that is exchanged so often and in such high amounts in our country, the dollar bill sure does sound like a nuisance. But that goes for any currency all over the planet. When your mother always told you things like, keep making that face and it'll get stuck like that, and too much of a good thing isn't a good thing, Johnny boy, you probably ignored her because that sounded preposterous to you at the time. But now that you're older, it's time you see reality as it really is with no more sugarcoating. I would never suggest anybody giving up on their dreams, and if it makes you incredibly wealthy in the process, so be it. But heed my words of wisdom. When you reach your goals and there's no more room in the garage for any more Mini Coopers, Yamaha motorcycles, or ATVs, invest some money in things that help better the human race. Donate it to charity or university. They may even make a separate wing in your name or in your honor. Be the change you want to see in the world, said Gandhi, and give your extra change to the rest of the world.